Do you want to learn how to play guitar? If so, regardless of level, you need to watch this. Welcome to another video. My name is Elmo, Karjalainen. It's good to have you along. You can call me this guy if my name is tricky to pronounce. Today I'm talking to you if you want to learn how to play guitar, regardless of if you're a beginner or an intermediate guitar player. Advanced players probably need not bother, although you can stick around out of interest. Need some coffee. So let me start by asking you a question. When was the last time you saw or heard a great musician who had learned his or her instrument in 30 days or something like that? I think I can answer this one for you. Never. I've never heard of one. I've never seen one. I've never heard one. Great musicians, they've learned over a long period of time. Why? Because it takes time to learn. And this is what I want you to realize. Why am I saying all this? I'll get to that soon. Before I get to that, I wanted to explain this, why I'm not doing this, or not why I'm doing this, the reasons that you might think that I'm doing this. I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm giving you free advice. I'm not trying to sell anything. This is entirely free. Actually, I'm trying to save you money because there are a bunch of BS courses out there that promise that you can learn on a fast track, just shortcuts after shortcut, and you learn in 30 days or 20 hours or whatever. You'll learn so fast that you become younger while you learn it. I know both from personal experience learning this instrument and from teaching this instrument and from living in musical and from living amongst other musicians in the world and talking to these people, that it's always taken a long time for them to learn, and that learning process actually never ends. You don't learn how to play an instrument properly in 30 days, and the same goes for any other worthwhile activity as well. So what I'm trying to do is save you some money. I'm trying to make you realize that it's a long journey when you learn an instrument. Now, you might be discouraged. Oh, it's going to take me so long, I'm never going to learn. And let me tell you a story. Back in the day when I started playing, I was about 11. I probably got started playing first when I was 13. A couple of first years were just basically me not doing much. But still, from 13 onwards, I practiced a lot. And I mean, I wouldn't trade that time for basically anything. Those were some of the best times in my life. Just me sitting, learning, discovering, just living music. Sure, it took a long time, but it's fun. And that's the part that these stupid 30-day courses are missing. They should not be trying to make learning an instrument about that it should be fast tracked because it's boring and it's hard work, and you need to be dedicated and you need to have self-discipline. You don't need great self-discipline to learn an instrument. You might need a bit of self-discipline to get going, because it can be tough to get going. But once you get going, you actually gather momentum, and when you get momentum, you'll succeed, you'll learn stuff, you'll be enthusiastic, and eventually that'll kind of develop into a passion if you just keep going. And suddenly you wouldn't trade that passion for a 30-day course, when at the end of a 30-day course, are you going to be passionate about your instrument? I bet not. And every great musician has some level of passion concerning their or relating to their instruments. So it's not just that I'm advising against all of these fast track courses. I'm actually saying that you need that long journey, those many hours of practice. You need those. Those are an integral part. It's not just that you can't fast track and kind of bypass all that, all of that is who you become. So as a musician, when you've put down, let's say, 10,000 hours on your instrument and you've built that passion, that builds a love for the instrument that is there. And it's much larger than if you just, oh, let me strum a few chords, now I know how to play guitar, yay, hooray, now I can go and rock Wembley Stadium or whatever. It doesn't work like that. Now, you'll probably need a teacher, some kind of teacher. It doesn't have to be a person that you actually sit down face to face with. It can be a Skype teacher, it can be someone online, it can just be a person on YouTube, yakety like me. I might be the wrong teacher for you. I actually have a guitar course, but I don't want you to buy it, because if you're new to me, I might be the totally wrong teacher, and I want you to get acquainted with whoever it is that you're thinking about hiring as your teacher, because the job of the teacher is very important to any new guitar player. So, number one, do you kind of feel comfortable with the teacher? Do you relate to that person in some way? Does that person seem to know what he or she is talking about? Is he or she funny? All of those kinds of things go into it. Secondly, if that person is promising you a fast track to guitar mastery, then look for someone else. And if you can find someone to actually sit down with in real life, I recommend that. I think that's generally better, but we don't all have that luxury of being able to find someone like that. And if that person you're sitting down with is not a good teacher, then that's not a good idea either. But regardless of what you do, the key takeaway that I wanted you to have from this video is that there are no shortcuts, and that's a good thing. There are detours, however, so watch out for those. That it might mean that you take much longer learning than is necessary, but shortcuts, they don't really exist. There are good practices, and there are things that suit you when they might not suit someone else. So it's all a very individual journey of discovery, and if you're wanting to learn the guitar, I really, truly hope that you find that journey a pleasure. If you want to check out some of my lessons on YouTube, there's an end screen somewhere here, and I hope to see you in another one. Click like, comment, subscribe, and all that. Goodbye!